Welcome to Deanne's Enduring Journey to Bliss. So today is May 7th, 2026, and yesterday we had quite a snowstorm. I did take video and shared that with all of you yesterday. And this morning I just wanted to do another quick walkthrough with all of you and show you the change from yesterday to today. So in the first video that I had posted yesterday, I showed this plum tree and it was completely covered in heavy snow. And today it is standing up as it should. And I think it is recovering just fine from the heavy snow yesterday. This shrub had very heavy snow on it, and it was laying down on top of this pathway. So now today, as you can see, it is similar to the height of the plum tree. So it is recovering just fine. And my major wheeler, it is recovering as well. The buds that were on it I see some cold damage. So they do reflect cold damage from the snow, but the plant's just fine. It's a very hardy native plant. And so it's doing beautifully. My peonies, I think that they will come through just fine and I will get blooms. This is an iris that I had shown from the other side, but I think the bloom has come through just fine. And just kind of take a quick little look. This peony here, I think it is going to recover just fine as well. This is a red variety peony. Peonies are not native plants, but I am passionate about them and I will always have peonies. My great grandmother had peonies, and growing up I used to love seeing her peonies in bloom. And then my grandfather took care of them, and then my parents had some as well. And so I will always have peonies. Again, there's that major wheeler looking beautiful. So there is still snow on the ground. It probably will be gone today. I can't imagine it'll stay too much longer. It's going to get up about 70 today. We'll take a little walk here. So these are chives. Again, those are not native, but I do grow them and I use them in the kitchen. I love them in foods I'm cooking and like on a baked potato. So my chives, the blooms, the ones that were already open do show a little bit of cold damage, but there's quite a few buds still to open on there. So this patch of irises is quite healthy. I think that the buds got damaged, so hopefully there'll be more that will grow. If not, next season I will have buds. And these iris as well, they did have some flowers on them, but of course the cold took a toll. This is a native penstemon. And as you can see, I'll see if I can zoom in. We do still have some penstemon blooms on there, and there are buds. So it is doing just fine. This is a native damask type rose, and I think I will finally get some blooms. I've had this in my garden for this is, I think, the 4th year, and these are the first buds I've seen on this flower. So It is a Cazimac, I think is the variety. I actually have the little name. I will zoom in and come down here for you. Kazanlik rose. It's a damask variety. I am excited about these buds that are forming on it. I've had it quite a while, and this is the first sign of flower bud development, so that makes me very happy. So my garden is probably 70 to 80% native. I do have roses and peonies and irises that are not native, but from my childhood, those are plants I fell in love with, and I will continue to grow. So we'll just take a little walk. It does look like my plum tree took a little damage from that heavy weight. See right there we have a branch that broke, and that's okay. That's just part of gardening, in my opinion. It will recover. It'll send out additional new limbs, so it'll be just fine. This penstemon is also a native penstemon. You can see some of the damage from the cold and the snow. There are still buds and blooms. It's going to recover just fine. We'll just kind of stroll. I heard a hummingbird. Maybe it'll visit while we're out. So along here are the peonies. I need to get some boiling water and pour on those weeds that are growing in my path. Works quite well. That is a trick I learned from my great-grandmother. Just boil some water and pour it on the weeds, and typically it will take care of it. So we'll take a look at these peonies on this side. So yeah, the buds are still looking pretty good. So I think they will continue to grow. Whoops. I think they will be just fine as they recover. Yeah, these ones look quite healthy. I don't think it's caused any hard, terrible damage. And as you can see, we do still have snow. Like I said, I believe it's going to melt today. We're supposed to get up to 70, so we'll come across over here. And these peonies, yep, I think they're going to do just fine. I do have some salvia. That is not a native variety, but you can see its blooms are still intact. And this peony, they're kind of leaning over the buds. There's still some snow on it, but I think that as the sun warms up the area today, it's going to do just fine. More peonies looking great. Well, this one looks a little sad still. It's drooping, but I think it's going to recover. So I just wanted to kind of give a little walk through and compare yesterday to today. I have not taken down the Christmas lights yet, but I will. I only use those when we're going to get below freezing because it helps keep the air around the sugar water from warm enough that it doesn't freeze, and it gives that nectar to the hummingbirds when it's so cold. So yeah, the aspen yesterday was covered and hanging and looked kind of sad. But as you can see today, the snow's all gone and it's looking quite nice again. Aspen is native to Colorado. So yeah, my yard is, like I said, approximately 70 to 80% native plants throughout, with the peonies, the roses, the irises, some of those plants from my childhood that I always like to have in the garden. I did show this yesterday. It was covered with snow. This is my little bird fountain that I showed when I was showing how deep the snow was. I have not plugged it in yet. I need to unplug the Christmas lights and plug the fountain in so that we get some water for the birds. And these right here are peonies in a pot. And they also have some pansies in there growing. But even these peonies, you can still see the blooms are there. They're drooping a little bit, so it was kind of tough on them, but I think they're going to recover just fine. More peony beds there. So all in all, there is some damage, and as I look at things, I may find other damage, but once the snow is gone and I can get in there and really start looking, for now, I just kind of wanted to give a little show on the difference a day can make. So I hope you all enjoy your gardens. I hope you can get out and take a walk, enjoy the weather. And as always, I want to say thank you for visiting. Hope you all have an amazing day. We'll come in close on that Major Wheeler. It's just such a lovely honeysuckle, and the hummingbirds love visiting it. And I do love the hummingbirds. I almost get more pleasure seeing my hummingbirds when they visit and they eat on the native plants that I've planted than I do when I see them eating at one of the hummingbird feeders that I have placed around the yard. Something about me planting the native plants and the hummingbirds visiting the native plants. It's just that full circle that I love. And a big part of why I garden. So I keep hearing the hummingbirds. They are fluttering around, but today they have much more nectar to choose from. And so I am sure that they are visiting other areas, not only of my garden, but the other plants and trees that is no longer covered up by the snow. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for stopping by. Take care.